Hey, crafty besties, it's your girl, Lakisa with Designs by Ivory Rose, and I got a simple project for you. It is St. Patrick's Day Play-doh holders. Look how cute is this? I made this in Design Space, which means I can share it with you in Design Space. So yes, this project is for my Cricut girls who has Design Space. Now, if you have access, this is going to be quick, easy. You don't have to pay for anything because you have access. Now, if you don't have access, you will have to pay for a few images to make this project, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's real quick. This is going to be my quickest YouTube video, and I love it. Let's get started. Let's go with some of the material I use for this project before we get started. So I have shimmery cardstock in white. I like the shimmery cardstock. It's one of my favorite cardstock. It's I think it's 80 pound. So I use that for this project. And then of course white vinyl to make it easier to add the wording onto the project. Then I love me some foil cardstock. I got this cardstock in Michaels. It's in the pack of 5 primary colors. So we use some green foil cardstock. And of course Play-doh. You got the mini Play-doh. These are, I believe, 1 ounce Play-doh. And this project is made especially for these Play-doh. You can find this from Amazon. I have these linked in my Amazon favorite. You get this from Michaels. You get white vinyl, wherever you have, scrap vinyl. And you can use regular white cardstock or whatever you have for this project. Now, this project is small and simple, and I could easily make 2, and that's what we want to do today with this material. Let's get started. All right, crafty besties. So we here in Design Space, and the link below should bring you to my profile. This is me. This is where I'm gonna share the project. That way, make it easy for you guys to go ahead to get into assemble the project, cut the project, everything. Now, while you're here, go ahead and follow your girl. I got some followers. I'm getting into this share project in Design Space. Throughout the year, I think I'm gonna share more projects as I learn how to do this. And here is the project. So we're gonna go ahead and click on it. Oh, click on it. And go ahead and make it. Click our mat, confirm. And like I said, the material is going to allow you to make 2 holders. So we're just going to go ahead and make 2. There we go. All right, so let's get cutting. All right, now that we're ready to cut, here are a few tools that I use. We already went over the material, but you also going to need some transfer tape, obviously if you're using vinyl for this project. It's the Play-Doh. We're going to need some craft glue so we could adhere the foil to the cardstock, to the shimmery cardstock. I like to use a briar too to make sure, so you'll see me using that. I also love to use my tweezers, so you're going to see me using that. And you're going to see me using a pen tool to weed my vinyl. All right, now that's the tools I'm going to use for this project. Now let's start cutting. Now you see here I have my Cricut green mat. This is for my cardstock and vinyl. I use this mat all the time since I am a paper crafter. And I'm just grab my first cardstock, which is the shimmery white cardstock that we went over. And I'm going to use my briar tool right here to adhere the cardstock to the mat. All right, now that we have everything cut for our two Play-Doh holders, I'm going to separate one so I could go ahead and weave the first one. Now it's time for me to weave the second one. Same material. I'm just go ahead and put the vinyl down and have the transfer sheet, because after this I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to my foil cardstock. All right. All right, now that I have everything weaved, I got my transfer sheet. I'm gonna place this down so I could go ahead to place my transfer sheet on top of it. Now this tool, I forgot to mention, it is a little squeegee tool. It did come with my transfer tape. They provided this squeegee tool. So oops, I do want to make sure that the transfer tape is covering all the letters, and that's me making sure it's cover all the letters, so I can go ahead and squeegee and make sure I can get it all on the transfer tape. So that's what you want to make sure you do. I like to transfer the front, and then I like to transfer the back, just to make sure we get that vinyl stuck to the transfer tape so we can transfer it over to our foil cardstock. So I'm just going over it, making sure I adhere the transfer tape completely over the vinyl, and now I'm gonna go ahead and try to add it to the foil cardstock. It's so pretty. Now I'm just removing the backing of the backing of the vinyl from it. And sometimes you do make sure all your letters are on the transfer tape. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just making sure all my letters on the transfer tape so I can add to my foil cardstock. Now there we go. Now I'm gonna place my foil cardstock on top of the backing. That way the middle part cannot stick to my table so I can reuse it. So that's me just going ahead and placing my wording around the circle. Now this could be completely up to you how you place your vinyl on top of your cardstock, but this is the best way for me. And I'm just going ahead and make sure it's stuck to my cardstock, not too much because we don't want to mess up our foil cardstock. So I'm remove the backing, and I'm gonna slowly remove the transfer tape off the vinyl, off the foil cardstock, and there we have it. Now I'm just going to use my craft glue to adhere my foil cardstock onto my shimmery cardstock. So I'm just sizing it up just to make sure it's exactly where I need to be, and remove my top of my craft glue and add it to the foil cardstock. You want to be generous, but not too generous of the craft glue because you don't want it to come out on the side. Now that I finished adding craft glue to all over the foil cardstock on the back, I'm just going to use my favorite tweezers so I could place the foil cardstock on top of the shimmery cardstock. Now I'm just placing kind of over it before actually pushing it into the foil cardstock, just for placement. Just make sure I have it exactly evenly on all sizes. So I'm just tapping because I am okay with this placement. And I'm gonna grab my squeegee here just to really adhere the foil cardstock to the shimmery cardstock. And there we have it. We have our Play-doh holder all assembled and ready to attach to our Play-doh. So I just grabbed the mini Play-doh so I can show you how easy it is to push through the mini Play-doh into the Play-doh holder, and then push it all the way through on the backing, and she's done. This is so simple. As you see, I did 2 of these and I'm so happy. So you have to tag me if you do decide to make this project for St. Patrick's Day. Alright, crafty besties, if you're a Cricut girl, put some green hearts in the comments and let me know that you love this shared project. And if you're not a Cricut girl, let me get some blue hearts in the comments and let me know you want more projects for everyone. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.